It's time for the Scott Buening Show. Learn all about Southridge Raider football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Grosvenor Communications. Go Raiders! Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And welcome to the Scott Buening Show. And, Coach, you know, a new season and new players. And why don't you preview the team for us a little bit?
Yeah, we've got a group that I think's had a great off season. I think they've worked really hard, and I know a lot of other coaches and programs. You know, I think we all feel, see a path for the team we have for this season. You know, we've got some seniors who gained quite a bit of experience last year. We've got some depth in our junior class, and then I think we've got some talented young kids in our sophomore class. We've numbers are good. We're up just a shade over 60, which is kind of a benchmark number for us that we like to be over. And I don't feel like we've got any fluff kids, so to speak. All of our kids, were committed all summer with strength training and practices, and really through the process. And really a team that we do have some new faces. We started quite a few juniors and sophomores last year, especially towards the end of the season, and looking forward to seeing just how much we've progressed from last year.
And, you got great players, but you also have a very great coaching staff as well.
Well, I maybe yet to be seen, but for this year and how well we do this year. But I will say, though, that we have a staff we've got a lot of continuity within our staff. We've got Coach Winkler, Coach Ohanian, and myself. We've been together for 10 years now. This is going in our 10th year. And we've got just a plethora of other guys. We've got high school, middle school combined. We have 20 coaches, on our staff, and we really consider that one staff. We've got some young guys who graduated a few years ago who came and asked to volunteer at the middle school level, and it's awesome seeing those guys bring the passion and energy that they have. We've got quite a few former players in the program, whether they were during the time that I've been here or prior. Almost everybody's a former player, and they just bring a lot of passion for Raider football and what it stands for, and its traditions and history, and frankly, it's my favorite. One of my favorite parts of the day is just getting to the coach's office and then getting out to practice and being around our players, being around our coaches, and we're very fortunate from that perspective.
And last week, the Raiders got to hit someone other than fellow Raiders. They got to hit Perry Center Commodores. Why don't you review the scrimmage for us?
Yeah, I think, just getting out and scrimmaging, seeing somebody else and putting your game jerseys on for the first time and having officials and having some crowd and turning the lights on and, all those things I think are very valuable. I think scrimmage was. I love our scrimmage with Perry Central. Gives us a great opportunity to. They're well coached. They're always physical. And they really test us in that regard, and that's something that we think is really important. And I felt like we had a good solid scrimmage. We got out of it what I think we needed to. I think really what we found, and we've known this. We spend really July and the last part of June into July, and then really up through the scrimmage. We give a lot of kids a lot of opportunity. Football is it is a numbers game. The more kids that we can find roles for that can help us contribute on a Friday night, the better. And so we're trying to give as much opportunity as we can. We're rooting for all our kids. We want them to, we want to find them a niche. We want to find them a role, and they may not be ready for Friday night yet, but we're trying like crazy to get them there so they can help us. And with that, however, I think our continuity, that's something this week we've shortened our rotation down in practice and things like that. We need to just because we've got to get some continuity with our core kids on Friday night, and so I think that's come along this week, and I think we've seen some improvements, and so we're looking forward to our next test.
And we'll be back on the Scott Buening Show right after these messages from our sponsors. This is the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Boastford Communications.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild! He just won the game! Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And we're back on the Scott Buening Show. And, Coach, season opener, you got it. You'll be playing the Washington Hatchets, and why don't you preview that game for us?
Yeah, Washington. This first year we played them since I've been here. I'm not sure if we have played them before. Going years back, maybe we have. I just don't know. But it's the first time we've played them, at least in the last 10 years, and it's going to be the last time for a while. They will. Linton didn't renew our basically dropped our contract after last season, and so fortunately we're able to find a school locally that we could pick up, and then Tecumseh's coming back in the conference, not this year but next year, and so Tecumseh will replace Washington on our schedule for next fall. Washington is they're a team that is they're trying to find an identity as a program and trying to improve and they're coming off a season last year where they struggled a little bit. But what I'll say is, as we watch film, they've got some good young players. They had a really strong 8th grade class last year, and they've got some freshmen that we see, getting some quality time from the scrimmage. It's hard to tell a lot from the scrimmage, but they're athletic, and they've got some kids. They put a lot of pressure on you. They spread you out offensively and really force you to play in space. And like I said, they've got some good young kids playing, and I think they're going to continue to get better and better, as this season goes on. And I really think Coach Morris has got them going in a good direction. They've got good middle school numbers. I think there's some excitement around their program, and so it's going to be a good opener for us on Friday.
And new season, and as I said before, everyone starts 0-0. And who are some of the top teams in the BAC this season?
I think really this is a year where I think there's probably more balance than I think I've ever seen. Whether you're looking at the big school division, small school division, I think Gibson was obviously head and shoulders above everyone last year, and they've graduated a lot. They're still going to be good. Just because they graduated kids, they had some really good players behind them, and they're going to be strong. I think Heritage Hills is going to be strong. Heritage Hills is going to be strong again this year. Mount Vernon they've got some really good players. Coach Messmer's done a really nice job over there, getting those kids to buy into the weight room and really playing good team football. Boonville, I think, has a chance to be and I'm not calling them a surprise team, but some have. But they played a lot of juniors last year, lost some really, really tight games to some good teams last year. They've got a lot of kids back. They're very athletic and got some really good players. I really think they're going to be very competitive. I think when you look at the small side, I think you look at North Posey, they're the defending champions. They got hit hard by graduation, but they've got some really good players that were returning from last year's group. And I think South Spencer's improved. I think Tell City, Forest Park both have new coaches, and will be. And I think as they get their identities established, they've got good, tough, hard-nosed kids, and and so I just think as really if you look across the conference, there's just a lot of balance, and and I think it's going to make for some exciting football.
Well, Coach, we look forward to talking to you next week after a big victory over Washington.
All right. Well, that sounds like a plan, and thanks for your time this week.
You've been listening to the Scott Buening Show, brought to you by the Southwest Indiana Sports Network.
Powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
You have been listening to the Scott Buening Show. Join us every week to learn more about Southridge Raider football. This week's show has been brought to you by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. See you next week.